name is Mary Webb Tafoya. I am a health psychologist in El Paso, Texas, an adjunct faculty member over at Park University, as well as the academic director there, and I do contractual work with the government for military services. My primary reason for taking the courses here at the Hypnotherapy Academy was to add more tools to my toolbox and working with the clientele that I have, as I often don't work with individuals with psychopathology. Sometimes there's just people who come in with common issues, things that they really need some kind of relief from, that regular psychotherapy just couldn't do. Some major differences that I see between talk therapy and hypnotherapy is really about the time frame of the amount of time that passes between sessions, or just how effective a session can be. Talk therapy, generally with managed healthcare, is kind of minimized down to a 50-minute, 1-hour session where you really don't have much time to delve into things, or clients sometimes leave your office with that open wound feeling or just feeling of disparity, like I didn't quite get what I needed. And hypnotherapy changes all that. It really provides them an opportunity to get some kind of closure, some kind of gain that they can immediately start seeing progress and improvement in their lives from day one. The trauma reversal return to alignment technique is something that I find to be completely and truly amazing. Not just because of the fact that the technique is pretty simple, because it really quite is, and it's amazing the results that it can do. But I find that in my own personal experience of having experienced it,
that session, yeah,
was that's what made me realize that the results were instant. Whereas some of the other modalities that I have practiced in before, they take time, and it's almost as if you're opening this entire channel of emotions, everything comes pouring out, and it takes time to work through all that. And the trauma reversal technique, or the returning to alignment technique, allows you to concentrate and focus on one thing at a time and find resolution at the end of each session. And that doesn't happen in other modalities.
Traditional
modalities, correct.
Okay, so where it might be, what would you think, weeks or months versus hours?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've had sessions of EMDR where we could have 10 to 12 sessions before
versus
possibly one. First and foremost, the one thing I can appreciate about the Academy is that so many people can come here. You don't have to be a therapist. You don't have to be a psychologist or in the medical field to become a hypnotherapist. That it's open to everybody in all different walks of life that want to come in and make a change and make a difference in other people's lives. And I think that's wonderful. What also impresses me is that the way that the curriculum is set up is to learn how to be respectful of professional boundaries of other people who do work in these other fields. And so I find that what's taught in class in the scope of practice is teaching people what their purpose is and how to stay in their lane. And it's really emphasized and it's really taught thoroughly, whereas in most other places, they don't get that kind of knowledge. They don't get that kind of education. So I can see where some people might actually borderline and do the wrong thing and not even know that they are, because they're on the journey of helping other people. So I also really appreciate that all the instructors and the coaches that are brought in, they work in other fields respectively. And so they are able to bring in all of that knowledge and educate everybody about what to look for, how to stay in their lane, how to work collaboratively and become that complementary service to other services out there, instead of saying, you could do it all. And so I love that here it's really emphasized, it is regulated, and that, I think, makes all the difference in the world, because it not only just increases respect for the school, but it increases the respect for its graduates.